You know the drill.
I know the drill.
You know the best part of these are always when we count.
That is the best part.
Yeah, those are always the best. It's like when you got,
Wait, what's 7? Which one is number 7?
oh man, it's so funny. I'm like, oh, we have 40 suggestions. I'll pick 14. Okay, 1, 2. Um, but no, it's been like it's been so fun, and just keeping the creative juices. I had a conversation with a friend of mine today about like how to stay creative in these times and what you can do, especially when you don't feel like you're being very creative. And she's like,
This will do it. This will
yeah,
do the trick.
for sure. Find people who you like to laugh with, and then do something, ask them to play. And it's that moment of like, how do we get ourselves into a sense of play? Oh,
We're streaming.
we're live, buddy. We got 12. Pick a number, 1 to 12.
1 to 12. How about just 12?
Ooh.
12 is a good number.
It's coming from our friend Jeanette. It is Cone of Shame. The Cone of Shame.
Shame.
You got to wear it.
I got to.
I mean, so it's protecting your neck.
I've got to wear it.
It's barely noticeable, to be honest.
It could have been bigger.
It could have been a lot bigger, and
at least it's the size of a, like a little party hat.
yeah. It just, I mean,
But,
yeah.
Man, I gotta do it. It's the only way people will respect me again.
Right. I mean, there's no point in hiding it, like I really like right now I'm respecting you for wearing it. That's the amazing thing. You want people to respect you. I'm respecting you right now. And like the fact you're like strutting around and you're not trying to hide any sort of embarrassment or anything. I mean,
yeah, to be proud of it.
Yeah. Lean into it.
Be proud of it.
Yeah, let's see.
The only thing that what did I do? I just got naked. That's all.
Hey, you know what? You're preaching to the choir, man. I think this is a BS move. I mean, I really do, but like, what the laws are.
Yeah.
Let's see. Walk around a little bit.
Yeah, I could try this on.
You know what? How about this? I'm going to turn real quick. Oh, hey.
Yeah.
If I turn real quick, I barely even see it's there.
But how about I'll exit and then enter?
Okay, great. Do. I'm just sitting somewhere, just having food to eat. Hey, what's up?
Hey.
Yeah. I think wow.
Hey.
I think I'll be honest, the most people might say to you until you get up close to them, but if they're seeing you from the distance, they might say like, did you get a haircut? Like there's something different about you.
Yeah, they'll say there's something different.
There's something different.
Like, did you just come from a birthday party?
Right.
I think that's the worst of it. But I had to show the gang too.
Why wouldn't you?
I know. That's the part that I'm dreading.
You got to step right into it.
Yeah, I'm just dreading that like Lisa's gonna see me.
Right. Oh, right. Oh, yeah. I forgot Lisa. You know what? Let's play out what the biggest fears are. Lisa's going to see you. I mean, that's inevitable.
Yeah. And, look, everybody knows that if you get naked in front of 40 women, you have to put the cone of shame on. And and I'm just embarrassed more of that. Lisa and the other girls are going to know that I got naked in front of all those women.
I mean, I think you said it right. You know, you put the shame on, and then you put the cone of shame on. I mean, it's the shame is heavier than the cone, man. The cone, eventually you're going to take it off. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, 6 months, not that long of a time, man. Like 6 months. Think about where were you 6 months ago, right? And it's just like that was Christmas. That was Christmas.
Yeah, that was like a whole nother lifetime. So
Right.
6 months. That's it. What
Yeah.
okay, but I have to go to work, and then my boss is that's my other fear,
Well,
because I have a female boss, and she's gonna know that I got naked and
yeah. Well, think of it like this. Let's say you've got to jump in a cold lake, like you
yeah.
have to, right?
Mm-hmm.
So what you got you got three choices. Like one is you don't, but that's off the board, right? So you have to. So you're down to two choices. You dip your toe in and then you can slowly walk into the water, and that's worse than if you just jump into the lake. So
Yeah,
I
just
think
jump in
just jump
all the
in.
way. And so in this metaphor, it's just just own it.
Just
Just go
own
to
it.
work, just go to the gang and be like, I got it on. I've got the shame on and the cone of shame on.
Yes. And you own it. It doesn't own you. You can explain to them, because the next question they're going to be is, Dave, what'd you do? Like they know, but they want to know, right?
Yeah,
Either
they're gonna be like, Dave, what were you
Dave,
thinking? And I have no excuse.
what?
Not
No,
like I can't say I was drunk because I wasn't.
no. You're sober like a sailor.
I
No.
didn't.
What's the saying? It's not sober like a sailor. What? Sober like a priest? A preacher?
Yeah,
Is
yeah.
that it?
So
What's a so what do you a church mouse? Is that it? Sober like a there's a saying with a church.
sober, like somebody that did 20 years in AA.
Great. Sober like a recovering 20-year alcoholic.
Yeah, that's how sober I was.
Because if you don't say something, here's the bad thing. If you don't say something, like at work, like when you go into work and you don't say anything, then people are going to start to talk and they're going to form their own story about what happened, which is probably going to be worse than the actual story. So if you walk in there and you go,
I'm gonna have to do a
attention,
speech.
yes,
Yeah. All right, let me practice a speech.
great, but come in. Come
Yeah.
in, like walk in and
And
walk in.
you be the gang with Lisa and all of them.
Okay, wait, I got an idea. I want to make, okay, hold on. So, all right. So, give me a second. I'm gonna find it here. Oh, okay. All right, I got it. So, Dave, I'll be Lisa in the gang. So this is listen. This is me right here. When I'm like this is me at work. Okay, so this is just me. This is Jerry. If I go like this,
Jerry. That's
now,
it. Yeah.
who do you want me to be with this? Like,
That's definitely Millhouse.
great. So this is Millhouse, and then Chuck. I'll be Chuck because he's got the mustache, so I'm Chuck there.
Yeah.
And then I'll be Donna. She's got glasses. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So walk in. Give me a few minutes. I want to create some like ambiance. So when you walk in, okay.
Okay.
All right.
They're all very stuffy.
Right. So start walking up like you're getting off the elevator, and you hear this. Hey, have you watched the Last Dance documentary? Yeah, it was so good. Yeah. I actually grew up in Chicago, so it was fun for me too. Hey, you all talking The Last Dance? Yeah, I think that was the greatest team ever. Oh, hey, Dave.
Okay, guys, as you can see, I've got the shame on. I got my shame on and my cone of shame. Millhouse, Lisa, Millhouse. All right, listen up, everybody. I don't remember who you are.
This is Dave. This is me. This is just me.
Oh, right, that's
This
you.
is me.
That's Jerry.
Yeah, this is Jerry.
Right. All
I'm
right.
really trying to work on my characters, but I think I nailed everyone. But yeah,
Okay, you
so
did.
this is me.
All right. All right, everybody. You're probably wondering, oh no, what did Dave do? What did Dave do this time?
Yeah, what Dave do? What did you do, Dave? Dave, what's up, man?
Yeah.
David, what happened?
Well, guys, Jerry, I could,
Dave, if
you know
anyone,
how it is. Sometimes we just feel like we have to get naked. We just have to get
yes,
nude.
guys, gals, I gotta agree with Dave. You know, I wore the cone of shame 3 times in the last 4 years, and he's right. These clothes are restricting. These are like prison clothes right here.
Yes, and it's getting warm now.
Yes, it's so hot.
And when everybody's around the pool like that, and all I had was my swim trunks, so it's so easy to just pull them off.
Dave, were you drunk?
No, you think I was.
Wait, you're telling me you're as sober as a church mouse?
As sober as a 20-year-old recovering addict.
Oh, that's pretty sober. That's a real sober person.
I'm
right
as
there.
sober as a
I
6-year-old.
get it. I think you're nailing it.
I'm gonna say that for sure. Sober as a 6-year-old.
Sober as a 6-year-old. Perfect.
Perfect.
Scene. What is that saying? It's not sober like a sailor.
No, I don't think it is. I
mean,
don't know the saying.
You curse like it's like, oh, I'm cursing.
Curse like a sailor.
Right. I think it might be sober like a church mouse. I don't know. I was like, sober like a
later.
no.
I'll have to Google it later.
Yeah, we'll have to go in the comments. Somebody, I'm too lazy to look up. So if you could just in the comments put it, we'll trust whatever it is. What is that saying? Sober as a what?
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, whatever they put, that's the truth.
I should know. I've actually been sober since 2008 for real. I have not. Yeah, I haven't had a drink or done anything. And it started out as I was just trying to feel healthier and like not put on weight, I think is what it started out as. And then I was like, oh yeah, I don't need this. It's not doing anything for me. And then just like it wasn't even like day to day. It was just like moment to moment. And then pretty soon I'm like, oh man, it's been 12 years now.
Yeah. I've been sober for like 20 years.
Oh, congrats.
And and I have a funny story too.
Yes.
Because I didn't have like a problem where I had to go into recovery. But I was in college and my teacher, I can shout out her name, Liz Fowler, if she's watching.
She better be.
Put down this challenge to me. I was talking to her and she's like, why do you have to drink? And she taught this like really cool class called Opening the Creative Mind.
Oh, cool.
And she's like, why, to be silly? She's like, Nathaniel, I think you can be silly without it. And she did this challenge. Like, I just think you can, anything that they're like somebody's like when they're drunk, you can just be that without it. Yeah. And I was like, all right, like challenge on.
Wow.
And then I went to this party the next night where everybody was drinking.
Yeah.
We were in college and I didn't drink anything and it was super awkward. But I did it anyway. I was just like, I went up to somebody and was like, this is awkward. And they're like, that's because you're not drinking. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to learn how to be at these parties without it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you were in college?
Yeah, I was in college.
Wow. That's so amazing that you're able to face that awkwardness and then tell yourself, I'm going to be in these situations again. Now I want to learn how to be in these awkward situations without having to drink.
Yeah.
Oh
So
my
it's like,
God.
what? I can dance as crazy as anybody else. I can like have the kind of conversation, the funny jokes and the
Yeah.
funny conversations that anybody else is having.
It's always fun to watch those people who are just like they have no problem getting crazy and silly. And it's like, he's drunk. And someone goes, no, he doesn't drink.
What is he? I want what he has. He's
Oh,
drinking Dr. Pepper.
I want what he has, sobriety. It A thing that helped me is a friend. I heard once somebody say, "It's not that I can't drink anymore; it's I don't have to." And I was like, "Oh, that's a good phrase for me. It's not that I can't drink; I just don't have to drink anymore." And it's definitely something that I found was getting in my way a lot when I looked back at it. Because there was one point towards the end of my drinking when I was drinking before a show, which I never would have done. I'm always like, it's so like an improv show. I'm like, it's already hard enough. And I remember coming up when I was training and taking classes, we were definitely like very much stay focused, don't drink before a show. And then when I started to do that, I was like, maybe that's not such a great thing. It didn't make me funnier. It didn't make me more courageous. It made me more nervous and sloppy on stage. And I'm not even talking drunk. I wouldn't go up drunk, but I would go up having a drink or two. And it just was like, oh no, I was making poor choices, and my choices seemed to always involve like some sort of anger. And it just was not a fun play for me.
Yeah, I think that it does. I know people, I know performers that they need a drink to even do it at all.
That you then that should be a sign.
I
Don't
know.
fucking do it. If you anything in your life, if you're like, I need a drink to do blank, 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 whatever it is, it's like
Yeah, no.
reevaluate the thing you're doing. Like you don't need a drink to do, just like you don't need any. It's not like, well, I need to. And it could be similar to like, I need to have this energy drink before a show. It's like you don't need to. Like,
You can
but
conjure the energy.
yes, and like it's a safety issue for me too. It's like it's already tough improvising, but now on top of that, you're gonna, it's like when you're in a conversation at those parties and everyone's drunk but you. There's no, it's like this isn't fun for anybody.
Yeah.
And
I remember being at one of those parties and like the cops arrived and somebody was like, I'm the best in these situations. And I'm like, I'm not drinking at all. I think
yes,
I will be doing the talking.
let me get us all out of this, okay? Dan, you're wasted. Sit down. You've got no shirt on.
I'm here. I can actually drive people home too.
Oh my God. There was a guy in college who said we would go 45 minutes from where I was going to school was the University of Illinois. So a big university. And we would go there to hit the bars there. Like I look back on it now and I'm like, what a silly thing. Like we're going to go 45 minutes away to drink. And then before driving back, he's like, I'm going to do a shot that always sobers me up. It's like, what? And he had a Yugo, which was one of those very inexpensive cars. So I'm getting in the car with somebody who's been drinking and convinced himself he needs a shot to drive better into like the worst made car ever. Dumb. Dumb, dumb, dumb.
That's the lizard brain talking.
Yes, the lizard brain. Exactly. That's the lizard brain, man. And that brain gets, you got to put a cap on that brain, tell it to shut up.
That's all we're using in the improv too. Just
Oh,
your brain.
it's the best. I love like just doing more. Like I see this guy, it's like, oh, let me help you out. Let me go get some props. I'm gonna be all these different characters in our office, but I'll be right back. You're doing a bunch of these, all like you're doing some inline scenes or
Yeah.
some inline scenes.
Yeah, I keep doing 10-minute scenes like one a day. I find somebody that from my somebody to improvise that I think would be fun to play with. Yeah.
It's good. I've been watching the ones with you and Summer Austin and Jeanette. I was watching the one today. She had like a trailer park background,
Yeah.
which was
Just to
great.
throw us off.
Oh, it was great. I mean, it was such a sweet scene,
Yeah.
and it was such a good example of relationship, and a good example of like at any point you could have started getting upset with each other because you were people that had been in a relationship before, but it didn't go that way. So I'm always a big fan of those kind of scenes, man. They're so much more fun to watch.
Yeah, it could have been like an argument or
Oh,
yelling at each other, but it was
so funny.
trying to make up. Really.
Yes. I had a teacher, Martin DeMott, who said, love or want to love in your scenes. And I always abide by that. I'm like, that's a great idea. It's like either love the person you're in a scene with or want to.
That's good.
Yeah. He was the best, man. He was like, you would miss out on an audition and you would talk to him. You'd be like in the depths and you're thinking you're terrible. And by the time you got done speaking with him, you felt like, oh, that was the best thing that could have happened to me, is not getting that audition. It was crazy. He had such a knack for improv. And I quote him all the time. He says, if everyone took one improv class, the world would be a better place. And so I constantly quote him because I think that's the truth. And he would be constantly trying to get people to take improv classes. And this was like back in the 80s, man, and 90s, when people had no idea what improv was. He was early on somebody who was championing that effort. Might have even been the 70s too. I'm not sure, but I know definitely 80s.
Yeah, the only people that would know it is like if you took it in drama class.
Right. And then the rest of the people are like, they might know improv from the stand-up clubs that are called the Improv.
Yeah, that's super confusing.
Yeah. Dude, I was in a group. We had the back room in Chicago of the Improv Comedy Club, and they would call people constantly and give them free tickets, but it would be a 2-drink minimum. So it's like free tickets, and then whatever drink you ordered first, they just brought you 2 of. So if it's like, I want this novelty glass, they would bring you 2 of them right away. No questions. But people would come in expecting improv to be stand-up. And I was in a group comedy sports that did like Whose Line Is It Anyway, competitive improv. A referee would come out in full referee gear and be like, who here's ever seen competitive improv? And I swear to God, when we first started, you would see like 15, 20 people get up and leave. And then at that point, we really learned, we had a phrase, louder, faster, funnier. And we learned very quickly, we got no time to waste, let's get them. And it was a really good training because these were not people there to see improv. These were people there to be entertained.
Make me laugh, buddy.
Oh, yeah. And we found it a fun challenge. We're like, well, there's 7 of us. Or no, at that time, there were like probably 9, 2 teams of 4, a ref and a piano music director. So there were, 10 of us. So it's like, oh, we got the power. And if we just work together at getting there fast, we'll get them. And so many people afterwards would come up and say, hey, we didn't even know what improv was, but we're coming back. So I thought that was great training. Walk in a room of people and be like, man, they are not expecting this. How can we keep them? Because they saw improv on the marquee. So they just pictured brick wall and stand-up comics. And they had a second room, a bigger room. So we were in like the side room. So the bigger room had all the headliners. And then the smaller room we had on the weekends. So it was such great training, and it taught us to get to the point very quickly too.
And you did it as a team.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. That was the great part. You weren't there alone. I never forget, the green room was in the basement. You had to climb up these stairs. And you'd be on the top of the stairs about to go on stage. Like you had to go from the stairs right to the stage. So you couldn't even really see the audience until you got out that door. And we would just sit there and go, all right, let's do this. And kind of the excitement of, this could be a complete train wreck, y'all. And we would just get up there. And some nights was like, yep. And some nights you're like, all right, let's make sure we keep as many people in this room as possible. So let's get to it right now. Let's just hit them hard and fast and be real loud. And it was great. It was wonderful training. Where can people find you online if they want to connect with you, or heck, if they want to do a scene or just want to
Yes,
watch
you
some
can
stuff.
just here on Facebook to find me. It's my home base.
Well, dude, you're so fun. I can't wait to do it again. It's good playing with you, my friend.
Yes, it's an awesome.
Um,
Nice long talk afterwards too.
yeah, it's so good. We'll talk soon.
Okay.
Bye, buddy.
Bye, Jay.